Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. And today I'll be sharing with you the build guide for my Poison Rain of Arrows Assassin. I actually, this is the base concept of this build is something that I actually already played with uh, many leagues ago using Scourge Arrow. So I'm just going to revisit it again, but this time adding new things to the build and also testing something that I've never tested before. So without further ado, let's begin with the build intro. Okay. First up, why I decided to play Assassin is because actually if you see from PoE Ninja, from the leaderboard, you can see that Assassin belongs to only 1% of the leaderboard, and even then the main passives that people pick in the Ascendancy is usually the power charge stacking, and seldom that they choose the poison part of the build, which is here and here, Noxious Strike and Toxic Delivery. So just a quick readout of what these two Ascendancy nodes do. Noxious Strike gives poison duration for each poison you inflict recently up to maximum 100%, so huge amount of poison duration. Recover 0.5% of life per poison affecting enemies you kill, because we typically inflict a huge number of poison, so this node actually gives very high sustain and also chance to poison on hit. But the main selling point of this poison scaling is actually Toxic Delivery, which says poison you inflict with critical strike deals 25% more damage, and also give flat critical strike chance, base critical strike chance per poison affecting enemy up to 2%. So it adds to your base critical strike chance, and it scales very well. So in a way, what this build, the way to scale this build is actually to go through something that is not typically played by players for present meta, which is crit poison. And actually the reason I wanted to replay this build is because I wanted to update it with some of the stuff that I never played before, and also some that I've that was introduced this league. Number one, which is Doppelganger Guys. I just wanted to try using this body armor because I've heard like good things about how it scales defensively, and from my experience of using it, yes, it's actually quite a decent defensive option because of this line right here: less physical and chaos damage taken while sane. And from what I understand, this is not mitigated by any other modifier from the enemy, like physical overwhelm or things like that. So it applies the less damage taken multiplier at the end of the damage calculation inflicted to you. So it's just, you can take this line as it is without any worry of people bypassing that. It also regenerates life over 1 second when hit, which is good for sustain again. And also for this league, the update for this league, the main update is number one, the introduction to Perandus Pack, which gives passive skills in radius also grant increased chaos damage. And since it's a large radius, and from the build, you can see that we concentrate a lot. And also finally, Unholy Might, which is updated this league to give 100% physical damage converted to chaos, and also chance to inflict with it, which is very nice for chaos damage, chaos attack builds. Okay, first up, I'll go over the pros and cons of the build, and as usual, I'm just going to read it off the notes in my POB section that I've already written. Okay, number one, okay, sorry, before that, just want you to know that whatever the full DPS that's stated here inside the POB doesn't count the damage from Val Blood and Val Rain of Arrows, because those require Val Souls, which might not be do not have reliable enough uptime because it depends on the soul that you've gained during bossing or mapping. Anyway, pros and cons. Number one, pros, excellent clearing speed, as you can see from the gameplay video earlier at the start of this build guide. Good enough single target capability. It's decently tanky because of we're utilizing the doppelganger guy's body armor. Quite cheap to start because of course the end game version would be quite expensive, but the thing that you really need for the build is actually this amulet right here, Angel's Harmony, which gives a huge amount of critical strike chance, and it's available at level 23, so it's usually just a 1C unique, and it has high sustain capability because it has high regen, huge amount of life gain on hit and life gain on kill, which we'll cover a little bit more in depth later. The cons, it's dependent on mana flask for mana sustain because we're using Soul Ascension for which is updated this league to give Soul Eaters to reliably gain Soul Eater stack, and it also gives a huge amount of attack speed. As you can see right here, it gives at maximum stack for this build, it gives upwards of 200% more attack speed. So we're using mana flask to sustain our mana consumption. It needs ramping up because number one, it's a poison build, and number two, because of the Soul Eater stack, so it's quite bad with bosses, for bosses with invulnerability phases. But it's quite good if when used for juice mapping. Defensive layer needs decent gear to come online because we're using doppelganger guys and also interaction with divine flash for conversion of elemental damage taken as chaos damage. So you need a decent amount of chaos resistance. Well, actually 80% chaos resistance, which can be quite difficult here. And it also has cycling defensive layers because the build doesn't have high armor to use or high mana to use Molten Shell or Arcane Cloak, so it uses Steel Skin but running on automation. So there's number one, it's not 100% uptime, and number two, it cycles regardless of the what to say, the damage that you take. So it has cycling defensive layer. Sometimes you're going to die if you're not aware of it. Okay, up next is the offensive and defensive layers of the build, and I'll try to go over through this quick. Where is it? Offensive, defensive layer. Okay, number one, we have 100% chaos conversion from Rain of Arrows, from Unholy Might on our Rain of Arrows, which gives us physical to chaos and chance to wither, and this gives us the option to just scale chaos damage. We just focus on that. And the good thing about 100% chaos conversion is that although physical also contributes to poison damage, but the good thing about chaos is that it allows us to bypass energy shield all of the time. So it ignores one part of the enemy's defensive mechanic. And number two, as mentioned, we're playing less plate meta, which is crit poison, but the heavy crit investment allows some mechanics to be consistently triggered. For example, number one, elusive on crit. Number two, flash charge on crit. We get this from precision or flash mastery. Unholy Might on crit. So Unholy Might only triggers on critical strike, which we have at the moment. The build has 100% chance to crit. Plus dot multi for 2 elements on crit. Culling strike on crit. This is from dagger mastery, and more poison damage on crit. So we can mostly reach a high amount of crit just from our amulet alone, which is Angel's Harmony. This gives us 412% increased global crit chance. It gives up to 350, and you can use crit catalyst on it to increase it even further. So at the moment it reaches upwards to 400. And it also, the Angel's Harmony also gives almost zero downside to the build. And as shown before here, Toxic Delivery gives us base critical strike chance, which further allows us to scale our crit to even higher level. And defensively, yes, we're using just low amount of evasion, just 6,600, and also chance to blind, actually. Plus chance to blind. This is from our tattoos. Did I cover this or not? I didn't cover this. Chance to blind from tattoos. Okay. Elusive, which gives us 15% damage avoidance at maximum effect, and also Mistwalker actually gives us another 50% increase effect, increase elusive effect. So this gives us like 22% at maximum elusive. 100% spell suppression just from the tree and from one decent roll on the boots. Okay, number 2 is massive life sustain capability from regen, life gain on hit and life gain on kill. Regen, we're getting 10% from doppelganger guys, vitality aura, suffix on enduring mana flask. This is from betrayal from syndicate, and some from gear that we can get. We have high and fast life gain on hit from using rain of arrows, multi-hit, and also excess sustained wheel here. This gives us 5 life gain on hit, 5, another 5, and this one gives 15% chance to gain 200, which effectively translates to 30 life gain on hit. So this wheel right here, not only it covers the Paranda spec radius, it's inside the Paranda spec radius right here. This also gives us like, if you're familiar with one of the vitality mod on Watcher's Eye, which gives huge life gain on hit. So this gives us, where is it? 40 life gain on hit, and this is not yet multiplied by the number of hits hitting one enemy from rain of arrows, and also how many enemies inside our rain of arrows radius. And also instant recovery on kill. This is from 2 nodes specifically, one from Blood Drinker, which recover 2% life on kill, and another one from, where is it? Noxious Strike, which recover 0.5% of life per poison affecting enemies. And we typically like inflict upwards of 5 to 10 10 poison per enemy you kill. So this gives us, I don't know, maybe up to 5% of life recovered per enemy kill. It's huge. So massive life sustain from all these three interaction right here. Number 3, damage mitigation. Okay, number 1, less damage taken from physical and chaos damage from doppelganger guys, and also from that, it's further increased by chaos conversion from divine flesh, which gives us here. Divine flesh gives us 50% elemental damage taken as chaos, and it gives us another maximum 5% chaos resistance, so it gives us 80% chaos resistance. And this damage taken as chaos is also further reduced from doppelganger's guys effect of 40% less chaos damage taken. So yeah, huge damage mitigation right there. And also from 2 of our defensive utility, which is auto endurance charge generation from Call to Arms and Enduring Cry. Sorry, not 2, just 1. One from Call to Arms and Enduring Cry, and also another one is from Ascendancy Note Opportunistic. This gives us reduced damage taken while there are at least 2 rare or unique enemies nearby. So it's great for juice mapping. Just important note right here, make sure you reach a certain chaos resistant threshold. For Divine Flesh, you need at least 75. You only use that if you can get more than 75% chaos rest on the build. Otherwise, you increase damage taken. So be careful of that. And number 4, finally, Pathfinder Light Flask Uptime. This is from Replenishing Remedies Notable, and Watcher's Eye Precision gain Flask Charge on crit, and also Flagellant on Surgeon Flask. So Replenishing Remedies gives us Flask Charge, life and mana Flask Charge every 3 seconds, and also increased Flask Charges gain. And together with this one, gain a Flask Charge when you deal a critical strike while affected by precision. And because we hit enemies like very frequently using rain of arrows, this gives us consistent enough Flask time for the build, even during bossing. Okay, up next is our Mastery, Ascendancy and whatnot. So just going to go over through this quick. Mastery, important mastery, Chaos Mastery. We have chance to inflict Max Wither right here. Where is it? 5% chance to inflict Withered to inflict up to 15 Withered instead. Evasion mastery for added spell suppression, accuracy mastery for flat accuracy, and poison mastery for faster poison. Ascendancy, we're taking Noxious Strike number 1 for poison chance, Toxic Delivery for the crit poison, Opportunistic for DPS and survivability. Sorry, number 4. Mistwalker for elusive plus movement speed. Okay. Bandits, we're taking Iramir for 2 passive points. Pantheon, we're taking Soul of Brine King for freeze immunity and stun mitigation. And Minor Pantheon, we're taking Garukan for reduced shock effect. Okay, next we'll move on to the gem setup of the build. And okay, number 1, our main skill, we're using Rain of Arrows plus added chaos damage, vicious projectile, deadly ailment, void manipulation, and unbound ailment. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So main skill, we're using Rain of Arrows. Just link it to chance to poison until you get 100% chance to poison, which is by getting the first Ascendancy non-Noxious Strike, and change the Awaken version once available. And also important note, as much as possible, try to get Val Rain of Arrows as early as possible, because the Val version gives us maximum of to store two charges, and it's actually very good for bursting down bosses. Utility number 1, we're using for our curse setup, and also Frenzy and Power Charge generation. This is running on your second 6 link, which is Frenzy, Greater Multiple Projectile, Power Charge on Crit, Hex Touch plus Despair, and Mirage Archer. Mirage Archer is just optional, so during early game, if you're just using even GMP itself is optional, because you only consider fighting during fighting tougher enemies. So Frenzy, Power Charge, Hex Touch, and Despair is the main is the key component of this utility. The defensive utility number 1, Automation and Steel Skin. Okay, so Automation and Steel Skin, as mentioned earlier during the pros and cons, it is cycling in nature, so take care of the uptime, and if possible, maybe take note when it's up before you do something stupid like dashing into mob packs. Defensive utility number 2, Call to Arms plus Enduring Cry for endurance charge generation and massive burst life regen. Utility number 2, Val Blight and Blood Rage. Val Blight gives increased chaos damage taken and also hinders enemy, so it slows down enemy. This is not Val Grace, this is Blood Rage for attack speed plus Frenzy during mapping. Right. Aura, we're using Malevolence plus Herald of Agony plus Precision plus Vitality. We're not using any other defensive aura like Grace or Determination, because Doppelganger guys functions very well at low defensive investment. And finally, I'm going to cover the gears and the explanation. Okay, first up, the weapon. For weapon, currently I'm using high physical damage and chaos damage bow, and this is because this is Necropolis League, so it's quite easy to craft this kind of high-end gear. But you can use Darkscorn instead. It also functions very well with just Darkscorn. There's a slight DPS increase when using it, but the important one is to get high attack speed and base crit chance too, not just high physical and chaos damage. So just something to note, as mentioned earlier, do not use Darkscorn if you have negative chaos rest. You need at least 0 because you don't want to amplify the physical damage taken. Quiver, we're just using DPS Quiver, and you can upgrade it to Vile Quiver, which gives gain 15% physical damage as extra chaos. So that implicit alone is high damage boost. Mods that you can use, increase damage with bow, flat added chaos, dot multi, attack speed, etc. Okay, helmet, we're using any rare helmet and upgrade it to influence helmet for Searing Exile and Ether implicit. So the implicits that you want are mana reservation and mana cost of reduce mana cost of attack. Sorry, reduce mana cost of attacks. What else do I have inside the helmet? Oh, I have life regen and fire rest. So yeah, basically whatever you want. And also try to craft Fist Taken as fire from Corel from Syndicate Craft. Craft with Fist Taken as fire. Life plus yes. Alright. Body armor, we're using Doppelganger guys. So I already covered this one. It's great. It's a very great defensive option. Just make sure that you find the one with 40% max roll of 40% less physical and chaos damage taken while sane. The insane part we're not using. We're only staying sane. So get the highest roll. 40 is it's usually quite cheap. I think I got mine like 40 chaos, 50 chaos or something for that max roll. Can't remember, but it's cheaper than most other endgame body armor. Gloves, we're using res, and then upgrade to Soul Ascension gloves, which gives us Soul Eater stacks. Maximum number of eaten souls is actually not that important to get plus 10 unless you're mapping, because the base maximum is 45. So if you see from my gameplay clip, I seldom reach the maximum number, especially that's especially even worse during bosses with invulnerability phases, because you can't just maintain that stack. The important one is chaos resistance roll for the glove, so make sure you get high chaos resistance from that. Get high chaos res. Boots, we're using rare with spell suppression, life, movement speed, resistance, spells up one roll of spell suppression at least, and sorry, I forgot to cover again. Implicits, action speed, and poison deals damage faster. For belt, we just use a rare belt, and also for endgame you need to use heavy belt with strength roll, and then you apply catalyst, because the build doesn't have much option to go for strength. And as you can see from the belt here, we have 40 for the implicit, and then 67 for the fractured explicit. So we have like 67 strength just from this belt. Sorry, not 67, 107 strength just from the belt alone, which allows us to set up our defensive utility of Enduring Cry and Steel Skin. And then life and resistance, so I think that rings, life and resistances, and one of the ring need minus mana cost craft to sustain your attack at high Soul Eater stacks. So ring are just life and resistances. One of the ring, I pump a lot of my currency to get resistances. You can see here, this gives us like, I don't know, almost 170 something elemental resistances plus 27 chaos. That's an expensive ring. Amulet, we're using Angel Summony, Anoint for corruption or anything actually, because corruption doesn't give that much DPS anyway, so you're free to anoint whatever you want. And also something to note, get intelligence roll in one of your gear. This can be anywhere, either your ring, your belt, or even your helmet. I got mine on my helmet. Where is it? 35 intelligence. This is just to have enough intelligence for Awaken Added Chaos, Hex Touch, Power Charge on Crit, and things like that. Jewels, we're using Parandus Pack. Okay, so it's slotted near Supreme Ego. Here, at this part of the tree. I've already calculated, which I'll share with you, I don't know, somewhere inside the video. But all of this gives us 35 nodes, which in total gives, because Parandus Pack gives 6% increased chaos damage per node, and in total gives us 210% increased chaos damage just from all this allocation right here. So it's quite huge. Glorious Vanity and the Zibakwa for Divine Flesh slotted here for our defensive setup. Lush Cluster Jewel with Overwhelming Malice for the note of gaining Unholy Might on crit. Your build can still function without Unholy Might, it's just that Unholy Might makes it that much better. Medium Cluster Jewel with Student of Decay mod, because Student of Decay gives 13% Chaos Rest. Sorry. Oh, and also I forgot to mention, if possible, for Divine Flesh, get Ritual of Shadows here for further chance to inflict with it. And Watcher's Eye with Malevolence.multi plus Precision plus Charge on crit. And finally Jewel with Life and Poison DPS, and also get one with Reduced Curse effect. For Flask, number 1, Bleed Life Flask, so just your standard usual instant Life Flask. Number 2, Enduring Mana Flask. Enduring Mana Flask, try to get Eternal Mana Flask because that's the best version for Enduring mod. And also craft Regenerate Life per second during effect. This is from Syndicate, from Katarina's Flask. And then finally Jade Flask, Silver Flask, get attack speed and reduce curse effect. And 5th slot is flexible. I use Bottle Faith just for further DPS. Okay, I think that's about it for the build guide for my Poison Rain of Arrows Assassin. I just played this build because I wanted to replay my old Poison Assassin build, and I don't know when, if ever, GGG will update the less used Ascendancy like Gladiator and Assassin, but I still think Assassin is in a way better spot than Gladiator it is right now. So I just wanted to play sort of hipster build again, just update it to the latest version to play around with what we now have on hand. And as usual, if you have any question, just post it in the comment section or in the forum, and I'll try to get back to you whenever it's convenient for me. And I think I'm not sure if this is my last build guide for the league. I am actually playing. I am already playing another build at the moment. It's just that the build is pretty much dead for most people. I don't know due to what reason specifically. Maybe combination of exploit and nerfs and cycle of exploit and nerfs and introduction to T17. I don't know, but doesn't feel like the league is so much alive anymore. So I'm not sure if I'm going to post anything else for this league. Yeah, that's about it. Thank you very much. Bye.